So Scott, going back to your match with Sean on Raw, what was it like wrestling someone his size? And once he did go over, were you surprised at the crowd's reaction?
No, it went exactly as programmed. And the thing is because when Vince laid it out to me, he said, "Now this is really important that you kayfabe it," which to most people know by now, but that means keep it quiet. So I'll never forget. You know how you have to go up the stairs to the Manhattan Center? Go up the stairs, and I crossed paths with his godfather now. I think by then he was either Kama maybe or the Papa Shango gimmick.
He was still Papa.
He went through 3 or 4 gimmicks up there because he was Taker's buddy. And he's a great guy. But he went, "Bro, did you fail the piss test?" And I went, "I don't know what's going on, man. I just do what they tell me." And that's when I know if the boys are marking out about it, this is going to work.
Yeah, it worked perfectly. Better.
And Vince made it clear because about guys doing the kick out on 3 thing.
Yeah.
I said, "Vince, do I kick out which 2?" He goes, "No, absolutely not. It's got to be a clean win. Because then there can't be any controversy. It has to be clearly you won." And then I'm going, "What?" Because otherwise you'd have been the 1-2. Oh, kid.
Well, what about wrestling someone his size? Like, how was that different for you?
Well, I prefer it because I'm not that strong.
Whatever.
No, I mean, it was a perfect matchup. And because they preceded it by him getting squashed by guys prior to that who gave him nothing.
Yeah.
So I went out and gave him nothing. We did the 3-legged man. I remember you're so flexible, I had you in the 3-legged man. And then, you flew for me. Like, I remember that, like, when I bealed you just flew, and people go, "Oh," And that was back when they were turning me, and it's New York.
Yeah.
So they liked Razor. So it was the perfect place, the perfect time. And then the interviews you did leading into it were so good. Like, I offered you 1,500, 35, 5, 75, finally 10. It was like, you went, no, it's just not worth it. And then finally you went like, okay, 10 grand, that'll change my life. I'll take it.
Even the 10 grand wasn't worth it, Scott. That match did more than 10 grand worth of damage to me, that's for sure.
I ran into a guy in a grocery store yesterday who came up to me, and he's a big fan. He said, "Man, I can't wait to see you on Raw 25. And I said, well, and he talked about the match in the Manhattan Center, and then he talked about the rematch in Poughkeepsie. He goes, "Oh, that time kid just ate the concrete." And I said, "Bro, that was my fault." I said, that was the second time I ever worked with him. And I said, "Remember, I moved the mat, and the storyline was I was going to razor's edge you on the concrete, and I'm going to squash the stick mat. And then you backdropped me on the concrete. You went to the top to do the plancha on me on the concrete." Now, when we did the first match in the Manhattan Center, I had the luxury of asking Mike Coyote, the referee, like, "Is he up there?" I was selling the missed post. I turned around and said, "Is he ready?" He went, "Yeah." And I turned,